Welcome back in the Pursuit of Wealth, Connoisseurs. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Saturday, October 25th. Hope you're having a great weekend. In this video, we're going to do another rapid fire news update, this time for the period October 18th to the 24th, and we're going to jump right to it. There was a lot of news this week, so make sure to smash the like, subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified. I do these videos each and every weekend, and anytime I post any new content, as always, not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, and you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. And if you haven't already seen it, I'm sure you have. I interviewed Tilray CEO Irwin Simon for the second time. We discussed earnings, a recent Q1 2026, and expansion, and overall strategies. And it's got over 12,000 views, just published 2 days ago, and about 1,000 likes on there. So very well received. And I was looking at a BNN Bloomberg interview with Irwin. It was posted like 9 months ago and only had like 2,000 views. So yeah, there's a lot of interest in this company, folks, and Tilray is no ordinary company. Also, AWH to hold third quarter 2025 earnings conference call on Monday, November 10th, 2025, as earnings season continues. And Rubicon Organics announced Health Canada cultivation license for their Cascadia facility. And that's a 47,500 square foot facility in BC, representing a 40% increase in the company's cultivation capacity. And they also, along with Auxley, they presented, and I believe High Tide presented as well at the Planet Microcap. And I watched all three of those presentations. If you haven't seen them, I would highly encourage you to check it out. They were all fantastic. Also, Planet 13 opens their 34th Florida dispensary in Pace. Moving right along, IIPR announces third quarter 2025 earnings release date and conference call. So that's going to be on Monday, November 3rd, 2025. And Organogram announced an update to their CEO succession plan. So it's going to be extended a little bit longer at this point. So Miss Bina Goldenberg will extend her tenure as CEO until November 30th, 2025 to support the completion of the company's ongoing CEO search process. So just pushed back a little bit, but overall remaining the same. And this was interesting. Charlotte's Web appoints M. Borgia, I think it's how you pronounce it, Borgia Walker, to the board of directors. And if we scroll down here, Ms. Walker brings extensive global leadership experience spanning transformation, human resources, finance, mergers and acquisitions, compliance and audit across the consumer goods and financial services industries. She currently serves as the Chief People Officer at Reynolds American Inc., a fully owned subsidiary of British American Tobacco, which we know they're partnered with Organogram. So where she leads the company's overall human resource strategy, talent acquisition, leadership development, organizational design, and cultural development for one of the largest markets in the global BAT group. Yeah, you can see that the tentacles from big tobacco, big alcohol, big pharma are really starting to penetrate this sector. Also, the MJ Herald posts that hemp drinks are now available at over 900 Circle K stores across Florida. So this is huge. The beverage space is going to be absolutely massive, and Circle K is also planning to sell hemp beverages nationwide in 2026. So the ubiquitous roadside retailer and convenience store chain plans to start selling hemp-derived beverages in as many as 3,000 stores nationwide sometimes next year. So giddy up, folks. Things are heating up in a big way. Also, Cresco Labs is set to report third quarter 2025 financial results on November 5th, 2025. If you're interested, those are all the details are there. MJ MSO Curaleaf sues New Jersey to avoid death penalty. So this was interesting here. Let me go down to the details. Prominent MJ operator Curaleaf Holdings sued New Jersey MJ regulators earlier this month, seeking to overturn the labor-friendly licensing requirements as well as punishment the company claims is the commercial equivalent of the death penalty. So we'll continue to monitor that as well. Not too concerned about that. I'm still extremely bullish on Curaleaf long term. Also, Nevis Brands reported Q3 2025 results. They had quarterly revenue growth of 16% amid expanding markets. Rolling along here, Village Farms introduces industry-first one-way aroma valve in MJ packaging. The company's Pure Sunfarms brand becomes the first licensed producer in Canada to let consumers see and smell flower before purchasing. Not going to lie, I did look at their Pink Kush through the package, the transparent packaging, and it did not look good at all. I have tried it before. It wasn't my, nothing to call home about. But the bud just did not look very good. Like if you see some of the bud that's coming out of some of these producers like Canaro Biotech and Redican and Broken Coast, just made it look like Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd ever buy it. I just seen it and I was like, "Ugh, that looks awful." But I'm sure they got other strains that look a little bit more quad A, if you will. But like I said, they weren't really doing themselves any favors. I think they'd be better off just leaving it as a solid packaging, to be completely honest with you. Also, lifestyle brand Cookies launches in Brazil with premium wellness products. And I got to say, I've been absolutely hooked on these new backpackers from Oxley. If you haven't seen them, they must be made with, I'll probably do a video on them actually because they're that good. But if they can make them with a blunt paper and like make it from hemp and terpenes, not actual tobacco, we can, like Tilray has the blunties. So they're blunt wraps, but they don't actually use tobacco. So they use hemp and different terpenes to make it taste like tobacco. So if we get something like that for these backpackers, but yeah, they're made with tobacco machine technology. They literally look like a cigarette, and they've got like 0.7 grams in each one. It's so friggin' good. Both the Fire Breath and the Liquid Imagination are amazing. It's probably my favorite product on the market right now. But yeah, and both the cultivars are amazing. So good. Also, speaking of blunts, MJ blunt smoking has increased significantly in the U.S. in recent years, study shows. And yeah, there's some interesting details here. But yeah, you're seeing blunts pop up all over the place, and it's something that's, people are looking for a healthier alternative to, smoking cigarettes and alcohol. But there's some, like, I've been buying a few different ones from just, kind of just random producers that I never heard before. And like the last time I bought one, I bought a blunt for like $9 or $11 or something like that. And it wouldn't even burn. The second I lit it, it just didn't burn at all. I had to take it home and bust it up again and re-roll it as a normal. It's absolutely insane how terrible some of these products are. And that happened with another one as well. At least it was burning for a little bit, but by halfway through, it just stopped pulling altogether. And then, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see, because with the blunties, you're able to create a blunt-like style wrapper, but not use tobacco. So you can use hemp and terpenes, like I said, to make it taste like tobacco. So I think that's going to be something that's going to really take hold and gain in popularity, because, like I said, people are looking for this alternative to smoking cigarettes and tobacco. And what better way to have a blunt style wrap, but not actually made from tobacco that tastes like tobacco? It's perfect. Absolutely love that product. Also, Kronos Groups Inc. set to hold 2025 third quarter earnings conference call on November 6, 2025. Their fiscal year end is way off than most. But that's going to be on Thursday, November 6th at 8:30 a.m. So don't go sleeping on Kronos, as I've been saying. They got a war chest of capital, and we'll see if they make any kind of major moves here in the next couple of quarters. Also, Aurora is set to host second quarter 2026 investor conference call. You see how different their fiscal year end is compared to Kronos. But that's going to be on Wednesday, November 5th at 8:30 a.m. Moving right along, High Tide to open new Canna Cabana location in Hamilton, Ontario. And Canada sets new monthly MJ sales record in August with 498 million Canadian dollars. The Canada legal MJ industry set a new monthly record in August, generating 498 million in sales, according to the newly released data from Statistics Canada. So go Canada. Also, Trump DOJ asks Supreme Court for delayed scheduling case on MJ users' gun rights. So, as we know, we're still waiting on a determination for rescheduling. But I do think that we're going to see over the coming months, like I said, crypto legislation, the final piece of the puzzle there, the Clarity Act, market structure bill, that's gaining popularity at the moment. I think it was Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, who said that he was speaking with like 25 different congressmen and women, and really seeing some momentum there. So if we can get that out of the way, then I think they're going to pivot over to MJ policy, and that'll be the focus. Also, Germany expands medical MJ import limit to 192.5 tons as government moves to restrict access. Germany's Federal Institute for Drugs and Medical Devices has raised the maximum MJ import limit for medical and scientific use to roughly 192.5 tons, a sharp increase from its previous cap at 122 tons. So go producers, let's go. Mostly the LPs. Also, MariMed to expand brand distribution to New York. The Massachusetts-based MJ company entered a licensing agreement with Farm 2 Hand to sell its portfolio of products throughout the state. Also, Canopy Growth to report second quarter fiscal 2026 financial results on November 7th, 2025, and that's going to be before financial markets open. And I have some contacts. I was able to get some of the information for Canopy Growth executives, including the CEO, Luc Mongeau. So we'll see if I can, they reached out on my behalf, my contact, and we'll see if we can get them on at some point for an interview. I had a lot of requests for SNDL as well. So I'll see what I can do about getting in touch with Zach George. And Curaleaf would be awesome as well, Boris Jordan. More Americans now use MJ than smoking cigarettes. So that goes to what I was saying earlier with the blunt style wraps in the joints, right? In these pre-roll packs. If you can get a blunt-like wrap that actually isn't used from tobacco, it's only going to help with the cravings. It's only going to help with just overall satisfaction, right? The number one thing I hear from smokers is, yes, it's okay. You know, these what was it? I can't remember the name of those cigarettes that were made from hemp, and they were designed to taste like tobacco. But anyways, I gave those, like I bought them when I was in Colorado, and I gave those to a couple of my friends who smoked, and they said, no, it doesn't do it for me. Like, I still crave smoking. And you know, you don't want to be kind of getting into that point where you might actually end up smoking more or something, right? So that was the number one complaint that I heard, that it just didn't give you that satisfaction. So I think if you have like a blunt style wrapper, but again, not made from tobacco, because that's only going to kind of make you want to relapse kind of thing, right? So yeah, I think that's going to be an absolute banger of a product. Also, Manitoba, this is exciting. Manitoba MJ revenue is growing at a faster pace than liquor sales. MJ has been outpacing gambling in the province as well. So, yeah, writing's on the wall, folks. This is going to be a massive industry. Also, WM Technology Inc. to announce third quarter 2025 financial results via webcast, and that's going to be after market close on Thursday, November 6th. All right, going to wrap it up there. Like I said, if you haven't already checked out the Tilray interview, please do so. I think you'll be very, very surprised and just overall pleased with the rollout. It was a little bit of a technical hiccup there, so we made through. Like, I made the best of it. We got through it, and yeah, overall it was cut short. It was originally planned for about 30 minutes. It was a little bit shorter than that, and like I said, with the technical issues, it definitely cut down on time a bit. But don't worry if there's anything that you didn't get asked. Just table it, and we'll have them on again at some point in the future, right? Wasn't the first interview with Irwin and Tilray, and it won't be the last. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll catch you on the next video.